Hey there.
Howdy.
Welcome to Cookin Chief. How you doing? We got an audience today. Applaud yourselves.
Yay!
You know, I got to try and convince Carol. You know, you've seen that old black and white footage of crowds in a theater. We ought to have that so we can bring that up every time we say we got an audience. We show that old footage.
Somebody claimed we had canned laughter on this show.
No, we don't have canned laughter. We have canned soup. We have canned beef. We have canned crab meat, but we don't have canned crab.
I did that.
Saw you in a parade the other night.
I did. I waved. I waved. He
As
yelled
the
it.
wizard.
He yelled it. He yelled at me.
But your wig was sort of flapping.
Do you want to know that night
because
it fell off?
I thought it was gonna.
In the balloon. Boom! There it went.
Well, there you go. On stage?
On stage. I became Professor Marvel like that.
Did the audience laugh uproariously?
No, I was so mortified that I almost didn't want to go back on for that last scene. I was horrified.
Well,
terrible.
A couple of letters here.
Okay.
Well, these are real letters. This one, well, I don't know where they're
opposed to
from.
that crummy one you write every week.
Oh, yeah. Dear sirs,
Sirs?
Sirs.
Goodness
Showing
gravy.
tremendous respect for the two goofy people in front of the television camera. I came across your TV show by accident. Our TV show is an accident.
Just waiting to happen.
I just love every minute of it. Being a penguin fancier.
Yay! Another one.
Fancier, I think. No, fancier.
I don't care.
Well, I don't know. A penguin liker.
There you go.
I read everything I see in print about them. I read everything. Maybe I should have read this letter before we went on the air. It would have been nice.
Or I had not had that 4-martini lunch.
There are 5 species of penguins in the world. You need to know this because you collect these things. Like Doug's apron, too. Oh, like Doug's apron, too. Larry is funnier than most comedians on TV with his offhand remarks.
Oh, brother.
Well, you know, comedians are a dime a dozen. Who wouldn't like Doris? What's not to like? She's an asset to the show. Thanks very much, Alice Tufts. And we know where Alice is from because it threw the envelope away.
Oh, sorry, Alice.
Dear Darian Lug.
Gesundheit.
Bless you. The dust is particularly bad up in the rafters this year.
It
You know?
must be. That fallout.
Just love your show. Tried many of your recipes. Surprised to see my recipe, hot chicken salad, on your show. This lady that sent it in saw us do it.
Telling you.
And down at the bottom she says, can I have a camera here? Says, did anyone ever tell you you look like, we got something, one there, right there, close up, somewhere, somebody, somehow, anytime, any moment.
The magic zoom.
The magic zoom. Kevin Spacey.
Oh, baloney.
The audience is laughing.
Oh, I would too.
It's the funniest thing we've said all day. Well, anyway, somebody thought so. What are we doing today?
You're through.
No, I'm still cooking
Let's bring
stuff.
the witch in and maybe we can find out.
I was afraid she would go in that hot pot. How you doing, baby? Well, she's not looking so good.
No, I'm having a
Not
little...
only that, she needs her...
A tad infirmed.
Get her out of here.
Goodbye. See ya.
Almost got Miss Doris right in the forehead.
What happened? Did you run out of stationery?
Dear, well, I don't know. I couldn't find anything. I thought I was going to have to do a white balance today on television. Dear guys, Sally still sells seashells down by the seashore.
Excellent job.
She still sells them for shillings shy of Sammy's sales shack down the road.
Almost there, babe.
Well, enough of this nonsense. I'm in the mood for some seafood. And I know it's not Mr. Doug's favorite, but he always comes through on these things. So throw another oyster on the Barbie and fix up some wonderful seafood stuff. Okay. Donald the Oyster Barnes from Clam Neck, Maryland. So, well, I'm going to be doing, I don't know what you'd call this. It's called chicken and crab meat and sun-dried tomato sauce. Mmm.
Yeah, whatever. I'm doing scallops in a creamy wine sauce.
Well, now that sounds good to me. I love scallops. Of course, I know you don't like any of this stuff.
No.
And Doris is coming in if she's lucky, because my recipe goes on for, we may have to butt 2 shows together to do this whole recipe.
You could take my place.
Hush Puppies, La Gabby. I don't know what it means.
That's really rude.
I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what it's telling you, but anyway.
I forgot to say who.
First thing I did was to get some spaghetti going. And you know how you know when the spaghetti's done?
You throw it on the wall.
Leaving a Larry trick. If you throw it against the wall and it sticks,
it'll be there next week. That's what it means.
It'll be there next week at about the same time. Isn't that artistic? It looks pretty nice on television. First thing I have doing, I had to do this a little ahead of time, make sure, because you know we do this show in real time, no stops, no edits, no timeouts.
No talent.
It's got to be done when we get off the air, we eat it raw. So what I have done is gone on ahead and pre-fried the chicken. You can see it's very lovely on the outside and hopefully done on the inside.
Well,
and over here, I've taken a little pat of butter, more a little pat, and I have put a little Pat. There's Big Pat sitting back there. Pat Metter is back there.
Pat.
That's his real name.
How you doing?
But I said a little pat of butter and a little bit of garlic. And I've got that on top of the stove. And that's how we get this started. And what I need to do also, I've done the spaghetti ahead of time because we didn't want to wait 20 minutes for spaghetti to boil. So I'm going to go back here. Doug, you can take it from here.
Okay. First thing you're going to do is you're going to make your little creamy wine sauce. I'll be now taking over.
I just hit myself in the head with a microwave oven.
He's infirmed now. Good. Come on in, Doris. Do your recipe. Take half a stick of butter, and this person, who I am going to say is Jerry Armstrong via the internet, because I don't want to forget that who sent in this lovely recipe. And you take a half a stick of butter, but he was very emphatic because it says in great big letters, not margarine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So much for the cheap part of this show. I think this recipe may be a little, you know how Dr. Capps feels about us not doing cheap recipes?
Oh, I know.
Dr. Capps, true. I'm sorry. But you're going to love this one. I know you like it, this kind of seafoody stuff. And you're going to add all sorts of little things to this. First of all, you take a tablespoon of chopped chive and throw that in there. Yum. I have some more. I'll just heave it on in. Heave on in, heave on in. And a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm losing my voice. Have you noticed?
I've noticed that.
Jeez. There's a, I'm sure it's a level teaspoon, by the by. Throw that in there. And you're going to take a half a cup of heavy cream. Ooh. Yum. You want to take that home, Doris?
Yes.
It's yours, baby. You just take it on home.
Yes, Doris, for your 20 years of help with the program,
we give you a
3 scallops
and a half a container
I
of
hope you
heavy
enjoy it.
cream.
I need to do something real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because your recipe only takes 6 minutes, and
Right.
you can hold off on a second of it. Okay, I got this garlic that has been browned, and now I'm going to take some chicken stock, about 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to put it in there, and this calls for. I can't find it. Where's the tomatoes? What does it call for? The Julienne-style marinated sun-dried tomatoes, but you have to dry them and chop them, and I have found a product much better than that, sun-dried tomato shakes, and I'm going to take those and just guess how much goes in there. I'm going to put them in the stock, and we're going to bring this back up again. Go ahead, Doug.
Oops, I put in a half of a lemon.
Half of a lemon.
Half of a lemon, you know. And here comes a little secret ingredient, because I know you love this. They say your favorite white wine, 1/4 cup. And my favorite white wine is a Virginia wine, don't you know?
Oh, is it really?
It is.
What kind?
I'm not, can we say?
No.
Okay.
No, we can't say.
But it's a Virginia winery, close by Roanoke. Okay, a couple hours up the road.
Same place that wouldn't let me into their restaurant at 8 o'clock recently when I was starving to death out in whatever county it is.
Well, I'm sorry, I like them and they're good.
Well, the restaurant's real good, but I went there at 8. They say they're open until 9. No reservations are required. There were empty tables as far as the eye could see. They sent me packing.
They love me.
I'm not happy about them, so the heck with them.
They love me up there.
Well, good. Don't take me.
No problem.
I don't want to go.
Good.
Oh, I have to now take these chickens off.
I beg your pardon?
I have finished up with these now. I'm going to have to take these, and you take them and put them off on it. What? You just want the chicken by itself? Okay, here.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks.
Here's one for you, Doug.
Groovy.
That's the way you're going to eat it.
That's dinner.
Because he doesn't like all the other stuff we're going to put on it, so what we're going to do is we're just going to let Doug eat the chicken, and I'm going to do the rest. Okay, so anyway, set those aside, and we'll be slicing those in just a little bit. Now, what I'm doing with the tomato, the garlic, and the stock is I'm boiling it.
Well, and
I'm going to add some cream to it. How much? Oh.
If we play our cards right, Doris will get a whole pint of this stuff.
1 pint of light cream.
Oh.
1 pint. That's that much right there. So we're going to add that to it right now. And we're going to boil that. Boil it down, boys. Boil it down.
Well, that's lovely.
Well, you know, that's a beautiful sauce that you're coming up with. I think both of these look pretty yummy.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go on
Thank
ahead.
you.
I'm sort of tired.
They tell you to use frozen scallops, and I did that, but I left them at home, so I had to go out and get some. Oh, good heavens! So you drain them and you put them in, and you're only going to cook these 3 to 5 minutes a piece. Well, not. And then I think it gave me more than I really wanted, but that's okay. And there you go. Ooh. Hit it, Bly.
Okay, I'm getting rid of some of my excess oil from the chicken, and I'm now going to bring that back up again. And what I'm going to do is take the remainder of the stock and put it in there and bring it to a boil. And one of the things you have to do is sort of loosen up all of the chicken stuff.
Oh, well, that was
I'm sure that's
attractive.
I'm sure there's a better word for it, but I don't know what to call it. What do they call it? Chicken...
Chards?
The juices and stuff. It says so. Right? Well, you see there's little stuff things in there? See? Rolling around. So there's little pieces of chicken that were left, and we're going to bring that up to a boil in just a minute. I tell you what, let's do. Let's go to the Cook Sisters while I figure out what in the wide, wide world of sports I'm going to be doing next on the program. Cook Sisters have come by for a little bit of sage advice. Hey, Roxy, what you looking at?
I'm looking at the eggs in your hat.
Well, they're
It's
about due to hatch
Are they?
any minute now.
Oh, good. Well, maybe we'll have some chicken tonight.
Fresh chicken. Woo. Hey, listen, I have a tip for you,
Do you?
Roxy. By the way, you like the back deck back here?
do.
Isn't it pretty?
I'm
It's
so glad to
lovely
be
day.
out
It looks
here.
like Barnum and Bailey has moved in back.
Have they?
If you accidentally oversalt the dish while you're fixing it, you know,
it's
while
nasty.
still cooking.
Nasty.
Well, you know what you can do?
What?
Drop a potato in that thing. It absorbs excess salt.
It don't. It
Sure
do.
does.
I guess you make potato chips that way, too.
Well, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's why you're my Roxy.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
Tootsie Cook.
I'm Roxy Cook, and we're the Cook Sisters.
There's a thickening, is what it is thickening.
What's thickening?
I'm trying to thicken this sauce. It's thickening. So there we go, the Cook Sisters. What are you doing now?
Nothing.
Well, tell us what's happening in your pan.
The scallops, they cook 3 to 5 minutes, and then we take them out and reduce the
Do you
sauce.
have to turn them?
Well, you know, I don't know, because you know I don't do this kind of stuff, but I am going to flip those little babies right over.
Well, I can tell you don't want to overcook them
Because they'll turn to leather.
Little rubber hockey pucks, and you don't want that.
No, because that would
What I'm doing right now is I'm reducing this just a little bit for their instructions, but mostly I'm waiting for this thing to thicken, and it says when it coats the back of a spoon. Well,
Does it pan it as well?
it's not much of a coat, but then it wasn't much of a spoon either. So we just kind of have to wait for this. It is boiling, but I just have to wait a little bit. In the meantime, you want to open up two different kinds of crab meat. Fancy white
Is that a...
and claw, in this case. One is a real good quality. Now, if you want to really and truly, what you ought to do is go with lump crab meat and then just plain white crab meat. Couldn't find it the other day. Don't know why. Big run on it. Don't have any idea why. So you can see the difference in the color.
It's holiday party time.
Well, yeah. When we're doing this show, it's holiday
Oh,
party
I'm sorry,
time.
yes.
So
I keep forgetting.
as you can see, one's darker and one's lighter.
Well, it's like turkey.
Let's get another. Let's get another shot of that. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you read your recipes?
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Or your recipe. Well,
Okay,
I'm thickening. I can't
scallops.
do anything until I do this.
Scallops in creamy wine sauce, frozen scallops, as many as you want for the serving, bigger the better. Okay. Half a stick of butter, not N-O-T in big letters, margarine. Half a small lemon squeezed. Half a teaspoon of level garlic powder. Half a cup of heavy cream, and a quarter cup of your favorite white wine, and a tablespoon of finely chopped chives, and you're going to use some other chives for garnish when you're through.
Okay, this stuff is boiling, thank heavens. The chicken and crab meat and sun-dried tomato sauce calls for, I'm just waiting for everything to happen, so I just have to take some time. 1 8.5 ounce jar of julienne-style marinated sun-dried tomatoes, or if you have the little chopped ones and dried ones like I do, just make it up. Tablespoon of butter, medium clove of garlic, minced pint of light cream or heavy cream, salt and fresh ground pepper. Haven't done any of that. I need to do that. 2 tablespoons vegetable or olive oil, 8-ounce box of spaghetti prepared, 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I was using 4.
That's
so it's a good thing.
Knew I was gonna
you
need
were going to
one.
need one, that's right.
Thank you.
1 6-ounce can of jumbo lump crab meat and 1 6-ounce can of just plain old white crab meat.
You're so kind to me.
And 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh basil or 2 teaspoons of dried basil, which is what I'm going to use today. And a can of chicken broth, fat-free, 50% less sodium if you can find it. Or unless you really enjoy sodium, in which case, get it, go for it. I don't care. Well, this sure doesn't look thick to me, Doris. Isn't this, would you say this is supposed to be thicker than this? So what's the secret?
While you're waiting, it's going to be thicker.
Okay, that's a good idea. She says, well, while you wait and do something, then we'll have you come in here too. Because I got to add all this stuff at the last minute. I have 3 more things to add, the crab meat and the basil. But that sure does have to do better than it's doing. So what we'll do right now is you just take the chicken off the platter and just cut it in little strips. Well, it does look like it got pretty done. It looks right pretty, doesn't it?
Ooh, yummy.
Is everybody in the audience having a good time?
Boy, they're so easy.
It's going to boil over. Well, I'm sorry. I gotta keep it
tell
going.
me if this is done or not.
Would you watch this stuff for me? How long has it been on there,
I don't know.
Doug?
I don't know.
It's
It's a little rubbery.
it's okay.
Is
Oh
that-
no, you don't want it to get rubbery.
Can I take it off?
We'll take it off so it won't get any more rubbery.
Okay, so you remove the little scallops from your sauce and you put them on a plate. Bloop. Bloop.
Well, it is a pretty presentation.
Well, thank
It
you.
really is. A lovely presentation. I
can-
don't know what's in this. It's supposed to make it, other than just boiling it down to nothing, that's going to make it thicken.
And now we're going to reduce our sauce a little bit. So it's nice and in the consistency of gravy, he said. Now, depends on whose gravy you're looking
Can I put a
at,
little,
you know? So let's jack
flour
that baby up a little bit.
thick?
And stir, stir. Reduce, reduce, reduce. La, la, la.
Oh, look, this horrible stuff is still hanging on the
I guarantee next week it'll still be there.
kitchen.
I just know it's going to
Give
be.
me a little bowl, just a little bowl. I'm having saved the day here, ladies and gentlemen. The stuff is not thickening because I put too much liquid in it. How humiliating. So I'm going to take a little bit of flour and just a little, and some water. I need a spoon. This is where it gets desperate. There we go.
Look what kind of spoon he's using, Doug.
Yeah, look what kind of spoon I use.
Oh, send those letters to Larrybly.
Well, I don't have another spoon.
Oh, sure.
I don't have another spoon.
So
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
add
either,
some of
but
this.
all of a sudden, it's my fault. But
Well,
no, it's okay if Larry does it
Sorry.
because he is so important.
Oh, well, you know how it is. Frying pan's burning, okay.
I just want to go on record.
Hey, there we go,
that
it's
I haven't
thickening.
had any kind of tragedy today. Thank you
There's
very
nothing
much.
left in it, and I don't care.
Except I'm losing my voice, and the theater-going public will be so sad to hear that. Won't they? Maybe?
All right, we've got our spaghetti ready to go. Now what we need to do is pour this into here.
And watch it all spit out. Oh, no. Lovely.
It's thickened, it's fine. We just don't want to, we want to make sure we don't scrape too hard. That would not be a good idea.
Because the
And
bottom
into
will come
this
out of the pan.
goes this
Oh, well.
and this. There you go. We just ruined it for you, Doug.
Yep, sorry.
We just did.
Just lost me on
Too
this
bad.
one.
There we go. But isn't it pretty? It's gotten nice and thick. And I'm going to cut it down. Actually, I'm going to cut it off, and I need to add 2 tablespoons of basil. And what we're going to do at this point, oh, a little heavy-handed on the basil today, Lair. Let's get the very lovely Doris in here.
Save the show, Doris.
Would you be kind enough while I finish up this little mess to say hi to Doris and welcome her to the program, please?
Doris. Ooh, look. Chicken fingers.
No,
Oh.
not quite. Wait, can I put him? Let me put him down on this
Oh,
side.
I'm sorry. Here you go.
Oh, that thickened up now. Boy, I tell you, it's nothing like a little flour and water.
Hush.
Save
We're
the
on.
day.
We're over. We're on over here. Hit it, Doris.
Okay, I had to do hush puppies, and
love hush puppies.
they have all kinds of stuff in it, and I had to do it earlier, so I don't know how it's going to taste. It takes 2 cups of cornmeal, 1 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, half a teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon sugar, half a cup parsley finely chopped, half cup garlic powder, half cup cayenne pepper, 2 eggs beaten, 3/4 to 1 cup buttermilk, 1 cup green onions finely chopped, and you're supposed to use, it says 2 tablespoons hot peanut oil or bacon fat, and I couldn't find but a gallon of peanut oil for $7, and
That's because you only shop at that store that sells 20-gallon containers of things.
well, this is well, I can't tell you the name of the store, but anyway.
She'll save a dime any way she
it
can.
says, because I didn't read this part either. Drop in hot oil by spoonfuls and brown on all sides, and it said 325 degrees, and my little old pot doesn't have a thing. Let me hold this way down.
Sure, thank you.
A thing that tells you how much to put on it or how long. So I don't know what they cooked at, but
They are
but they
beautiful.
look
And they
pretty
are
good.
If I had a camera, I'd take a picture of
They
it.
smell good too, I might add.
I got to finish up.
So what else do you
Already
need over
too.
there?
That's it. All right, look at this. This really actually turned out beautiful. Why don't you take a look at it? It's real pretty. I had to thicken it up with just a little bit of, now what you do is you take the chicken and you chop it all up and put it all over your pasta. And then you take the crab meat and this and you pour it over top of there. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. It actually is. And whew, it smells good too. It really does. So anyway, I think that that's where we are with this. I think that we might actually live to get to the table today.
Who knew?
You just got to be able to step around these little problems in the kitchen, if you know what I mean.
What a thing to call Doris.
What's that? Oh,
Problem
here,
in the kitchen.
by the way,
Oh, I forgot my chicken.
you forgot,
this is all for you.
forgot your chicken.
Live.
I guess there's not much except the
The hush
chicken that you
puppies.
can actually eat, is
I'm
there?
going to have a hush puppy
Oh, are you?
because I love hush puppies.
I do too. I think that hush puppies are wonderful. Well, we forgot to bring something over to serve this mess with. Well, that's okay. I'll go for this.
Here, you want a spoon?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Well, even though you don't know what you're doing,
Mmm, chicken, delicious. Yummy.
you've done this perfectly.
Oh, there is a miracle.
They're very, very tender. They're not rubbery.
How's the
And
sauce?
the sauce is wonderful.
Is it? Uh-huh. Who knew?
Yeah. I'm going to try and get some of this out because this is sort of a surf and turf deal, isn't it? Chicken and crab meat.
Isn't it
Sort of strange.
a clucking surf? Shoot, that was a good joke right down the
No.
you know where.
no. How's,
I love these.
Doris, how long did you spend on those things?
No, about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes, she says.
Chicken
They're
is,
beautiful.
chicken
They
is
really
done
are.
to perfection.
Is it really?
Oh, fabulous.
I'm glad something came out pretty good. Actually, this whole thing came out pretty well. I'm sort of surprised. And I'm anxious to see what this crab meat chicken thing is all about with sun-dried tomatoes.
Well, the idea is good, I guess.
Sauce is divine.
Who
It
cares?
really is. It all came out real good.
Well, I'm real
I
proud of you.
can't believe it. I had to run around a little bit, and I thought I was going to have the big one there for a couple of seconds, but I couldn't get the thing to thicken. But you know, you do what you got to do. And I pulled it off.
And you do that voodoo that you do
I
so
do
well.
so well. So anyway,
Yes, you do.
well,
Yum.
anyway,
For those who like this kind of thing.
happy to say that we've lived through another program.
thank goodness.
We really have. And this is sensational.
it was touch
This
and
is
go
just
there.
Wonderful. It really is beautiful.
Oh, good.
Nice recipes, always from our viewers.
They're the best.
They're absolutely the best. We get them by email most of the time now, but you can also send them snail mail. There's no guarantee, of course,
That we'll
we
ever
will
get them.
ever get around to them, because I think we're about 6 or 7 years ahead.
Are we really?
Well, but you never know. Sometimes we see one really like kind of goes ahead of the
I know.
list.
Yeah.
We play
Something
big.
that we really like.
Well, that's it, Doug, and thank you. And applaud yourselves for putting up
Hey.
with us for 30 minutes. We've got to go. Take care. See you next week. I hope, anyway. Okay.